Welcome back. You're watching us here on Closing Bell, live from the CNBC-TV18 Motilal Oswal newsroom. As we speak, the Nifty back in the red, 16,970, shuttling between red and green, the mid-cap index closer to the lower end of today's trading session. So from the newsroom, let's go across to the dealing room. Nimesh Bhai, or Nimesh as we know him, joins in. Nimesh, your thoughts, what's happening? I mean, it's just fluttering between red and green.
Well, extremely volatile day of trade, as you rightly pointed out. In the last 10 minutes itself, we've gone green and red maybe 4 or 5 times. But again, the good part is we're off the day's low, and there are some technical supports which have been respected. So that's a good sign. But there is a big sell-off, is what I understand, at a leading FI desk. So the cash volumes are going to be quite high, and there is a basket selling at a leading FI desk, and that's across board, across market caps. So large cap, small cap, mid cap, there is a large list with that long FI. So that's the reason why you'll see large cash number as well. As I said, 16,800, 16,850 is acting as a very strong support. So that's a good sign that we've reversed from those levels. And that's the reason why some bit of risk appetite is also back, is what I understand. So some smart HNIs have participated on the buy side in some select names. That's the overall feedback as well at some HNI desk. In terms of sectors, I guess falling crude is always positive at the margin for us, and that's playing out in many sectors. So OMCs are doing good. The paint companies are doing good, tire companies do well in this environment. So that's one space which is doing good. On the other side, metals are down largely on back of global cues. But even in metals, the feedback is that maybe a small turnaround in the global news, and you will see a sharp short covering as well in the metal names. So that's something which you need to watch out for. Tomorrow there is a bit of a liquidity event to track. We spoke about the FTSE rebalancing as well as Bharat 22. Within FTSE, the big headline to watch will be the $400 million of inflows for India. And for Bharat 22, the stock that I'll be watching out for is ITC, because that stock will see some selling flow. But I guess that's to some extent has been factored in. So that's something to watch, a bit of reversal in ITC after tomorrow's Bharat 22 ETF. So these are things to watch out for from a market point of view tomorrow.
All right, that's about the markets. A bunch of stocks doing extremely well, some not doing well uncharacteristically. What do you have in your kitty for the stocks?
Well, Mangalam, it's a bit of a coincidence that whenever you anchor from your Closing Bell, my first stock turns out to be something that you track very closely. So the first stock today is Varun Beverages. You I think pointed out about Coca-Cola slashing prices, and that's putting pressure. But I believe the other reason for the pressure is there is a buzz of a large block coming in Varun Beverages very soon, and that's the reason why that stock is down 3% in today's trade. The second stock is Piramal Enterprises. There were multiple block deals today. Close to 0.5% equity has changed hands, and I believe their leading long only fund, a large FII, was a buyer in today's block. So, and that's the reason why the stock is recovered from the lows in today's trade. So that's the second one. The third stock is Aurobindo Pharma. That's been part of my chatter list couple of days back as well. And there is consistent accumulation happening in that stock, and hence even in volatile market and weak markets, that stock stands out on the buying side. So that's been the reason why Aurobindo Pharma has been buzzing in the last few days. And the last stock is Gland Pharma. Again, in Gland, if you look at the chart for this year, the stock is down 22%, been a big underperformer. There were a lot of selling pressure. Now the feedback is large part of the FI selling in Gland Pharma seems to be over, and there is some bit of accumulation now happening at this level. So I think Gland needs to watch out for in terms of delivery volumes and the fact that a big selling pressure is out of the way in Gland Pharma.
All right, got that, Nimesh. Thank you very much for all the action, the buzz.